Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing a collection of fragrances from one house in one category. On today's video, we are going to review the Olfactory collection by Prada. This video took a bit longer to make, obviously, and it's taken a lot more time to actually gather the fragrances and do a review. I don't have all of the fragrances in this collection, and just so you do know, some of the fragrances in this collection have also been discontinued. Some other ones say out of stock on Prada's site. It's a little all over the place, as to where you can find it. This line, just so you do know, is their private line of fragrances. So like Tom Ford's Private Blend or Dior's La Collection Privée or Chanel's Les Exclusives, the fragrance line for this one is called Olfactories. So this is what the bottles look like. They are very nice. They're very sturdy bottles. There are over 13 fragrances as of, today's recording of this video, because Prada's site only lists 13 fragrances. So I have here 5 fragrances for me in this bottle, and then I have one in the dark bottle, which is a blue dark glass with a gold label on it. And this is what the label looks like. It kind of has that staffiano leather type of texture on this paper. It is a paper that is a little bit porous, so just so you do know, if you're going to display this, anything gets on it, make sure to clean it off right away because it will stain the fragrance overall, or the label of the fragrance. So very nice bottle, very nice presentation. The top does say Prada. There is nothing on the sprayer in regards to logo, and there's nothing inside of the cap as well. So just so we do know, these fragrances were actually manufactured and distributed by Coty when they originally launched, which was the distributor for Prada prior to them moving over to L'Oreal. I'm assuming they're going to start, distributing these as well under L'Oreal. L'Oreal's a little bit weird, They've tried to make private lines for fragrances come out, such as Armani Privé. They haven't really paid any attention to it, so Armani Privé has kind of stayed stagnant. And then we also have, Le Vestiaire collection by Yves Saint Laurent. So, and it's rumored that they're going to come out with a private line for the House of Valentino. That's very excited because I love me some Valentino. I love the brand heritage, and them coming out with a more luxe premium range of fragrances when their, signature line is already so good is fairly exciting. But we're not here to talk about Valentino. We're here to talk about Prada. And this is what the bottle looks like. Like I said, I have 5 of these guys here with me. I'm trying not to drop any of them at the moment, but, very exciting. We're going to go a little bit through each fragrance, what their note breakdown is. I've actually done dedicated videos on these fragrances overall, so I'm not going to get too into the note breakdown or the fragrance overall because I've already done videos on these. We're kind of just going to go through the line to see what similarities we find and what the brand overall is trying to convey with this collection, because they were all launched. They were all a little bit more mysterious. They still are mysterious. You can't walk into a Bloomingdale's or a Saks Fifth Avenue and find one of these. So it's definitely nice to be able to see if they're worth the hype, if they're worth the price. And, if you should give it some love, because, they don't get very much love out there on the fragrance community. So let's get right into it. So the first one, like I said, is Heat Wave. This is going to be a white floral scent. It's going to be more on the feminine side. All of these are labeled as being unisex fragrances. This one, like I said, does fall more into the female category. That is up to you, because I know there's men out there that like to wear white floral fragrances. This fragrance, like I said, is a heavy ylang ylang fragrance with Divana on top. The heart is going to be tuberose and daturas, and then the base is going to give you frangipani and vanilla. So very sweet, very floral, very gardeny type of fragrance overall. The name, like I said, says Heat Wave. Is it a heat wave? Sort of. It does give you that warmth, that vibrancy that you would definitely find out in a garden whenever it's summertime. That essential floral smell that you would get from a garden if the sun was beaming right on it. And it is a very nice fragrance. It's not for me, I will say that, because I'm not a fan of tuberose or any kind of like overly white floral fragrances, because they tend to fall a little bit, flat on me. And I also do not enjoy the scent overall. But this is a very nice scent. It's sophisticated, it's well refined, it's balanced. It was launched in 2015. The perfumer for this fragrance is Daniela Andrer. She seems to be the perfumer for the entire collection. So at least they have some of that. There are some in here that are not actually done through this perfumer as well. So, and just as a correction, I did say these were originally manufactured under Coty. They are not. They were actually distributed and manufactured through Puig. So my correction there, and I'm sorry about that. So yes, Heat Wave. Just so you do know, all of these bottles come only in a 100 ml size, or 3.4 or 3.3, depending on the nation that you're getting the metrics from. But yes, they are 3.4 US ounces or 100 ml bottles. So only one size is what they come in. And they are $300 US according to Prada's website. So that gives you a $3 per ml price. So not the cheapest one out there, but it's not the most expensive. We have seen a lot more expensive fragrances out there for sure. So like I said, Heat Wave is nice. And the thing about this entire collection, just so you do know ahead of time, is that the very key component is kind of like a natural type of garden type of vibe that you're kind of getting off of these fragrances. Prada, as a fashion house, when making fragrances, they have traditionally stuck to soapy, clean, irisy type of lipsticky type of fragrances, and this one does not fall far from the tree. This kind of smells like something that it would be in a Prada candy bottle, if you will. So I would say it's a good scent. It does smell a little bit like Prada candy, so that is up to your discretion if you want to buy this one for the price that it does cost. The next on the list is going to be Double Dare. This is also, like I said, a Prada Factory collection fragrance. The liquid on this one's fairly nice. When you first purchase it, it's kind of like a blue-ish type of purple scent, and then it does change into like this reddish type of magenta purple hue color. Very nice liquid inside of this. And the scent overall, this is actually my favorite one out of these transparent bottles, at least out of the ones that I have here, of course. Double Dare is a very clean, a very traditional Prada fragrance. So it's clean, it's soapy, it's irisy. It has, you know, these nice, beautiful nuances where it's, you know, not overly clean, where it smells like detergent or soap, but it does smell clean enough to where you feel like it's an expensive fragrance. It's a very nice done fragrance. It wears well, and it definitely has a little bit of a rough edge to it as well. So just not giving it overly refinement to where it's boring. So the notes on this one are going to be saffron and cardamom at the top, and then in your heart notes you're going to find suede as well as jasmine. So that suede definitely gives this a little bit of a rougher edge. It's similar in the aspect to, for example, white suede. It's not as musky as white suede, but it does have that nice appeal where you can smell the suede and you can smell it, you know, kind of mixed with all of the other elements in the fragrance. And it does give a very nice overall, you know, beautiful scent, and it's very well made. The heart notes for this are going to be vanilla, vetiver, and ambergris. So ambergris is very nice. I think that it's one of the best perfume fragrance notes out there, and it does come out really nice in this fragrance as well. So I would definitely say if you are going to check one out, at least one, I would definitely go for Double Dare because it's such a great scent. So yes, it's a very nice one. I do recommend it myself. If you like something like Prada Luna Rosa, or if you like Luna Rosa, the one that comes in the red bottle, I believe it was Luna Rosa Sport. And then if you like something like Infusion to Iris, but you don't like that overly irisy powderiness, I would definitely say to check this guy out because it does have that powderiness, that lipstick vibe, but it's also more clean, more refined, and elevated version of those fragrances. So definitely check this guy out. It does smell amazing, and it's my favorite one in this range. The next one in this range is Purple Rain. This one's a little bit deceiving because the name says purple, so you essentially start to think, oh, it's gonna smell, you know, very either erotic or, you know, very bold because of the name of the fragrance overall. Or you're going to think, you know, it's going to be like a very vibrant, kind of like deep magenta type of fragrance smell. Not even the liquid matches this bottle. So the liquid, if you actually can see there, is more of a green type of color. I would say that this fragrance is literally Infusion to Iris, but, you know, done a little bit more expensively. So Iris is a very expensive fragrance note overall to manufacture. So this does have iris in it. It is very iris in it, and it is one of the notes in here for the heart notes at least. The top note for this is going to be neroli. Then you're going to get iris and orange blossom in the heart, and then you're going to get a green vetiver at the base. So there's a lot of similarities with this one and Infusion to Iris, which is a very iconic fragrance by the House of Prada. I would definitely say that this one is done a little bit more tastefully, where Infusion to Iris does come a little bit lackluster because it's been done for such a long time. Everyone has smelt it at this point. It's kind of boring. This one gives it more of an upper edge to it because it's a more modern version of that. They're very similar at the end of the day. If you did not have both bottles next to you and you did not smell them, you would probably think that they are the same fragrance, but they are not. So definitely if you are into Infusion to Iris and Iris powdery type fragrances, I would definitely say to check this one out. It has more of a green element to it, so just be aware of that whenever you read the name. As it shouldn't have been named Purple Rain, it should have been named Green Rain. So definitely check it out. It is a good fragrance, and I definitely think that if you like that kind of scent, you will absolutely love this one as well. So Purple Rain by Prada. This is where we start to get a little bit more murky into these kind of like, I don't know what kind of waters we're walking into, but the fragrance I do have here is Un Chant d'amour, which is essentially a song of love. That's what it translates into. So yes, this fragrance, I did a review on it. I did a review on all of these, of course. This one overall, like I said, it goes in line with the kind of like garden, you know, kind of green, fresh, you know, greenhouse type of smells that you would essentially pick up from a valley in some beautiful country somewhere. So it does have that florally type of presence to it. You know, one of the top notes on here is neroli. It also contains orange blossom and musk as the other notes that are the star players in here. This to me smells like if you were sitting at a lake on, you know, or on a beach and you were smelling the water mist, you know, kind of go into the trees type of situation. This is what this smells like. Or it smells like a pool and there is a garden right by the pool somewhere. And this is what it smells like kind of like freshly cut grass or freshly cut flowers that are on a beautiful vase somewhere where it's, you know, kind of like damp and you know, humid. So definitely check this one out as well. It's not my favorite, I will say that. I don't like it. It seems to be a little bit more on the boring side. I don't see $300 costing to manufacture this fragrance, and I do not see $300 with the uniqueness of the smell as well. So I would skip out on this one. I would not get this guy. I would definitely check out one of the other ones because it is boring. But if you love neroli scents and you love orange blossom and musk, then definitely check this one out. It is not a bad one, I will say that, but it's not worth $300. And the last one I have in this range with the transparent bottles is Soleil, which is Naked Under the Sun. This one is not bad. Again, it's kind of like going back to Un Chant d'amour. It is one of those fragrances that is not a, you know, awfully smelling bottle. It doesn't smell like it's cheap. It doesn't smell like it's, you know, not, you know, creatively challenged, but it is one of those fragrances that you're like, it's not $300 worth. It smells like a very nice garden again. It smells very clean. It smells very, you know, natural, very green as well. And we see the notes again in here of neroli and orange blossom as, you know, key players into a fragrance as well as patchouli and musk in this one. The musk gives it more of a nicer edge to it, but again, it's one of those very like herbally type of patchouli type of scents that you're getting in here. The musk is more of the baseline for all of these fragrances, at least to my experience and knowledge and smelling them. All of these tend to kind of, you know, gravitate towards that neroli, that like cardamom-y type of green iris type of smell. This is not, you know, very much detached from the house itself, so it does have that quality going for it. It does smell like, you know, sunscreen touching on a naked skin out on the beach or out the pool, but you know, it's one of those scents, like I said, that is not $300 worth. So if you do not want to spend this much money on a fragrance, I would definitely skip out on this one because it is fairly expensive, and that is up to you if you want to spend that much money. But in my humble opinion, I would definitely steer clear of this one as well as the last one I did talk about, because they are very similar in scent. They're not, you know, one-to-one identical, but they're not different enough to entice you to go back and buy another bottle because they're a little boring. They're a little bit, you know, something that we've already seen before. And although I get the philosophy of Prada, I get them as a fashion house and that they want to have a cleaner, more soapy image with their fragrances, they are able to do something a little bit nicer. And definitely for $300 that you're charging for these fragrances, I would definitely look at alternatives, or if there's one in here that you absolutely love, I would definitely get that one. My favorite one in here that I would recommend to every single one of you is Double Dare. This is a really fantastic fragrance. It is Prada at heart, so it's soapy, it's clean, it's green, it's lipsticky, but it's also very modern. It's well refined. It's very, you know, casual, but yet sophisticated, and you're able to dress this one up as well. What I will say about this entire range is that the actual longevity and performance is good, so it's better than a lot of other ones, but the issue with it being is that it's not the best performing fragrances out there, and these are all eau de parfums, just so you do know. So definitely thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are below on this fragrance house or this fragrance collection. Have you tried any of it? Are you willing to try any of it? Are you willing to spend the money? That's the true question. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and comment down below what you would like to see next time on VSense. I'll see you next time. Bye.